Number 1. Why is economics central to an understanding of the problems of development? Economics is the science of choice in allocating scarce resources to unlimited ones. Economics is central to understanding developing countries since these countries have extensive needs with very scarce resources, necessitating difficult choices. Number 2. Is the concept of developing world a useful one? Why or why not? A developing country, also called a less developed country, is a nation with a lower standard of living, underdeveloped industrial base, and a low Human Development Index (HDI) relative to other countries. On the other hand, since the late 1990s, developing countries tended to demonstrate higher growth rates than developed ones. There is no universal agreed upon criterion for what makes a country developing versus developed and which countries fit these two categories. Although there are general reference points such as nations, GDP per capita compared to other nations. Also, the general terms less developed country should not be confused with the specific least developed country. There is criticism of the use of the term developing country. The term implies inferiority of a developing country or undeveloped country compared to a developed country which may country dislike. Number 3. What do you hope to gain from this course, Development Economics? By studying development economics, you will have the opportunity to apply the tools of economic analysis to the problems and challenges facing less developed countries, and to begin to understand why some countries have been able to go through a process of economic and human development, whilst others have languished. Development economics is fascinating because it shows how economic analysis can help us to understand the big themes of the 21st century: poverty and inequality, globalization and trade, and the contrasting experience of the success and failure in the economies of different regions of the world. Number 4. Briefly describe the various definitions of the term development encountered in the text. What are the strengths and weaknesses of each approach? Do you think that there are other dimensions of development not mentioned in the text? If so, describe them. If not, explain why you believe that the text description of development is adequate. In 1960, the American economic history W. Robston suggested that any countries past 5 stages in economic development: Stage 1, traditional society; Stage 2, transitional stage; 3, take-off; 4, drive to maturity; 5, high mass consumption. In Brazil, economic stage is drive to maturity stage. This stage, the economy is diversifying in a new area. Technological invention is providing a diverse range of investment opportunity. Brazil is one of the newly industrializing countries. I think that economic development dimension is differing to various countries. In Brazil, economy is mixed economy. A major problem is income inequality. Some people may make huge profit thanks to low industry wages, while urban workers are left on the margin of poverty. Number 5. Why is an understanding of development is crucial to policy formulation in developing nations? Do you think it is possible for a nation to agree on raw definition of development and orient its strategies accordingly? Answer. The aim of any policy is to bring about positive changes in the economy. Cures are not adapted to all countries. Understanding of development crucial is because it makes sure that in which area the country needs to develop, and then accordingly, it should formulate its policies. You can see the trend or relation of economics of developing. Number 6. Why is a strictly economic definition of development inadequate? What do you understand economic development to mean? Can you give hypothetical or real examples of situations in which a country may be developing economically but still be underdeveloped? Answer. A strictly economic definition of development brings a change in the attitude of people by providing more education and health facilities, change in the status of women, eradicates poverty by provision of employment opportunities, reduces income inequalities, provides adequate health facilities, increases production in all the sectors of the economy, whether agriculture, industrial, and tertiary sector, for balanced economy. Number 7. How does the concept of capabilities to function help us gain insight into development goals and achievements? Is money enough? Why or why not? Answer. Capability to function is what really matters for status as a poor or non-poor person. Money is not enough in terms of economics. A lot of countries have different. Number 8. What forces may be at work in giving the Millennium Development such a high profile in international economic relations? Answer. A radical of poverty, universal primary education, empowerment of women through promotion of gender equality, reduction infant mortality rate, improve of maternal health, fight and overcome the problem of HIV or AIDS, malaria, and other fatal diseases, provision of sustainable environment for future generation, encouraging the world economy to enter into partnership for global development. So number 9, what critical issues of development problems and prospects facing the Philippines? The Philippines' development performance during the past several decades has been less impressive than that of many of its East and Southeast Asian neighbors. In the 1950s and 1960s, the country had one of the highest per capita gross domestic products, or GDPs, in the region, higher than the People's Republic of China, Indonesia, and Thailand. However, the Philippines has now fallen behind. Its growth has not only been slow but erratic, with frequent booms and busts. As a result, household incomes have not risen significantly, poverty incidence has declined only slowly, and inequality remains high, which are constant reminders of the challenges that the Philippines faces in the new millennium. Number 10. It has been said that ending extreme poverty and achieving genuine developments are possible but not inevitable, and that gives the study of economic development its moral and intellectual urgency. What is meant by this? Comment and evaluate. So, we find that eradicating poverty is associated with the development of an economy. By eradicating poverty, a nation would mean generating and providing employment opportunities, raising the level of income of existing working population, more of government policies for financial aids to the poor strata. Such measures only can lead to real development. Only a family with reasonable income can afford education and health facilities and come out of the vicious circle of poverty.